Austin News begins with breaking news.
As far as her leaving on her own accord, no. You can't make me believe that in 1,000 years. Something's not
definitely
right.
wrong.
A break in the local missing mom and baby case that has the nation on edge. Heidi Broussard's parents confident from the very beginning she did not leave on her own, and now a bombshell in the investigation may be proving them right. Good morning. Thanks for watching CBS Austin this morning. I'm John Carlos Estrada.
And I'm Melanie Torrey in for Allison Miller. Sources confirming people linked to the investigation rocking our area are in custody at this hour as the case moves from South Austin 160 miles away to Houston. First, we kick off with Melanie Barden, who is live in Harris County. And Melanie, you're outside a house that threw a twist in this investigation.
Yeah, right now it's pretty quiet out here. All law enforcement has left, but I'll show you the house that's at the center of this investigation by Austin Police, FBI, and Texas Rangers. They were all focused right here earlier today, and we'll show you a close-up of the garage. That's important because according to KTRK, station right here in Houston, that is where investigators were really honing in. Now, sources tell us that this whole thing has to do with the case of the missing Austin mother Heidi Broussard and her infant baby Margot Carey. Those two vanished from their South Austin apartment last Thursday, and they didn't take any of their belongings. They even left their car. So this has really been a mystery for investigators for days now. Now, according to Houston station KTRK, investigators were out here at this home for hours this afternoon. Reporters say eventually they did move into the home, but their focus was on a car parked in the back. They did have some video of that car parked in the backyard. Now, I did confirm with an agency close to the search, as well as through public records, that the car they're focused on is registered to one of Heidi Broussard's friends. That friend was interviewed as part of this investigation. And we do understand that a medical examiner came to the scene. Right now, it's not clear what they found, but sources close to this case tell me the police do have people in custody in connection to this investigation, and we are getting updates on this every minute. Of course, we'll bring them to you as we get them. Reporting live in Houston, Melanie Barden, CBS Austin This Morning.
Thank you, Melanie. This plot twist comes 8 days since the case first began right here in South Austin.
And that's where we find our Brittany Ford, who picks up our team coverage outside Heidi's apartment, where authorities believe she was last seen alive.
Well, JC, that's right. This is where that investigation, that 8-day-long investigation began, right here at Broussard's South Austin apartment. This is where she was reportedly last seen with baby Margot. This includes all of her belongings, her wallet, her purse, and even her car, which is still here. We're going to recap what we've kind of seen here in this case over the last couple of days. Just yesterday, our police noticed that the FBI presence here could no longer be seen. That was a swift change from just the last few days, where they were here combing through this area, knocking on doors and asking neighbors to search their homes. Now, Tuesday, police told reporters that they had no person of interest at this time and that they believed the two were unharmed and alive. This was followed by Broussard's parents speaking with reporters, confirming with us that there is no way their daughter would have left voluntarily. Now, this investigation started last week, and one of the first we heard from was an emotional Shane Carey, Broussard's boyfriend, pleading for their return.
If anybody sees her or knows her, she's just hope. I don't know. Just hope.
Now, since these new developments in the case have developed, we have reached out to Carey. We haven't heard back from him just yet. We're going to continue to follow for developments on this case throughout the morning, so stick with us. For now, we're live in South Austin. Brittany Ford, CBS Austin News.
I'm meteorologist Nicole Hartford. Temperature is still chilly this morning, but not quite as cold as yesterday. In fact, we're all still in the 40s. We're even hanging on to 50 over towards Lockhart, 51 in LaGrange, and then 52 in Giddings. Right now, coming out at 49 in Austin. Not too bad. We are overcast. We've got more cloud cover, which is the reason for our milder temperatures. But so far, we're not seeing any rainfall, at least not in central Texas. Our incoming disturbance is moving in from the north. This system, the associated cold front, will spread our rainfall up towards the north. So right now, most of the rain we're seeing is down towards South Texas. This will be expanding up towards the north over the course of the next 24 hours or so. And I do expect activity to pick up as we head into the afternoon hours today. It could turn into a pretty soggy Friday afternoon, but it will just be a little quick burst of some rainfall. Then we'll start to dry out as we head into the weekend. I'll be timing out that rainfall more coming up in this half hour.
Good Friday morning. I'm Michelle Vargas in for Sophia Stamas, taking you straight to North Austin, where there's some rolling closures right now on your northbound and southbound main lanes on I-35. Those span from Howard Lane to Breaker Lane. Right now, there's no major congestion, but you know, as more cars pick up, that will all change. I'm keeping a close look on this and your drive times coming up in 10 minutes.
Well, the cases just keep coming. How Ring says you can protect yourself from people watching your every move.
It is 4:38 on this Friday morning. Right now we are looking towards the Capitol as well as the UT Tower. Our view doesn't really look all that much different than yesterday, but it feels a lot different. We've got cloud cover. These overcast skies have allowed temperatures to stay a little milder. So we're actually at 49 right now in the Austin area. And despite winds out of the southeast at about 3 miles per hour, no wind chill to worry about this morning. You're still going to want a jacket before you head out the door, but you can ditch those heavier coats and leave those at home. Our temperatures will stay chilly all day, though. Although we're starting off milder, there's really not going to be much of a warm up as we head into the afternoon. Our high temperatures will struggle to get into the low 50s across the area as rainfall becomes more likely. Throughout your morning commute, you could run across a little bit of stray drizzle, but I think most of us should stay dry until just around lunchtime. That's when our scattered showers will start to pick up in activity. We'll start to see a few of those light showers turn into what could be some moderate to even heavy rainfall across the area, and activity will continue into the evening and even the overnight for some locations. These scattered showers are very likely throughout the day today. I think there's a good chance we could all pick up on at least a little bit of rainfall accumulation. Some of us, though, are going to be much luckier than others when it comes to those rainfall totals. I'll have those updated rainfall accumulation totals that are projected coming up in just about 10 minutes. That rain is going to clear out as we head into the weekend. We'll go for a cool, comfortable weekend as we see the return of some sunshine. Traffic and weather always together every 10 minutes. Michelle?
We're starting out this Friday just really calm out on your roads right now. Outside of your usual construction and delays, we're not seeing anything really pick up, just a little bit of a slowdown here up in Round Rock if you're taking 79 and you're trying to head over to I-35 exit ramp. But just up there in North Austin on I-35 southbound and northbound lanes from Howard to Breaker, there are rolling closures there in that area. So just keep tabs on that. But those will clear shortly right here at 5 o'clock. So just for 20 more minutes, hold on to that time and it'll clear. Northbound I-35 service road is down to one lane from Old Settlers to FM 1431. And this is through late next year. That's all due to construction in the area. You know what to expect for that. Rainy Street weekend closures, those started already yesterday. So just a reminder that tonight, right around 9 o'clock through March, you're going to see closures here on Rainy from Davis to River Street. I'm going to keep close tabs on these, but more coming up of CBS Austin this morning. Just stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your time now is 4:44. 7 Democratic candidates showing up in Los Angeles last night for yet another debate.
Impeachment came up early, but they were quick to pivot to other issues. Laura Podesta reports.
The 7 Democrats at last night's debate were less focused on the impeachment of President Trump.
It is up to us in 2020.
And more concerned with issues like health care.
We need a progressive agenda. Medicare for all.
And I think that we should build on the Affordable Care Act.
They also spoke about climate change.
It's a crisis we have to deal with, but it's also our greatest opportunity.
Former Vice President Joe Biden says he'd still reach across the aisle despite being a GOP target.
If anyone has reason to be angry with the Republicans and not want to cooperate, it's me, the way they've attacked me and my son and my family.
Candidates also promoted their electability.
I think the best way to do it is by putting someone at the top of the ticket who's from the Midwest.
Try putting together a coalition to bring you back to office with 80% of the vote as a gay dude in Mike Pence's Indiana.
The 3 oldest candidates brushed off questions about age.
I'd also be the youngest woman ever inaugurated.
The more progressive Democrats took aim at their opponent's fundraising.
He's received contributions from 44 billionaires.
Billionaires in wine caves should not pick the next president.
Businessman Andrew Yang said it was both an honor and disappointment to be the only minority on stage last night.
You know what you need to donate to political campaigns? Disposable income.
Yang says his freedom dividend of $1,000 a month to all Americans would lead to more diversity in future elections. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
The privacy of your own home might not be as private as you think.
A rash of households recently falling victim to their Ring security system break-ins. John Lawrence reports.
Hackers strike once again.
Hello, is someone here? Can you hear me?
A stranger accesses a Virginia family's Ring home security system. The man then speaks to the family's nanny, who came downstairs after hearing his voice.
Why is the door open? I'm in your house now. I opened it. Look behind you.
The hacker's voice came from one of the Ring cameras inside the house.
If they are actually hacking our system, the system is registered to our address, so they would have our home address.
And this isn't an isolated incident.
Get up, I got treats, get up.
Other households had their Ring systems hacked, including this one in Washington State.
I'm your best friend. I'm Santa Claus.
The family, who wanted to remain anonymous, contacted Ring for an explanation.
It was accessed by a third party. They used a mobile device. They just told me that I could have had a lax password and that they could have guessed my password.
The company recently issued a statement saying that they've investigated the issue and have no evidence of an unauthorized intrusion or compromise of Ring's systems or network. Ring also advises its users to enable two-factor authentication, add shared users, and use different and strong passwords. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Cold and flu season coming early this year, so many of us will be spending the holidays trying not to give or get the gift of germs from our loved ones.
Doctors say proper hand washing is one of the best ways to protect yourself and others from getting sick. Tom Hansen has more on when and exactly how to wash your hands.
It's a simple and easy way to avoid getting sick or passing viruses and bacteria to others. Washing hands. But many of us are not doing it right or as often as we should.
We want to wash for about 20 seconds or so. But that's not from start to finish. 20 seconds of actually having the soap and lather on your hands and making sure that that lather gets all over the place, under your fingernails and between the fingers themselves.
Dr. Frank Esper is a pediatric infectious disease specialist at the Cleveland Clinic. While soap and water is usually better, he says alcohol-based hand sanitizers are a good option. Look for products that contain at least 60% alcohol. Rub the gel all over until hands are dry. That should also take about 20 seconds.
A lot of kids, especially the smaller children, they're really not able to use soap and water as well as older children and adults. And so for the smallest children, those who are in preschool or those who are just learning themselves, actually using an alcohol-based rub has been shown to be better than soap and water.
Washing your hands before, during, and after preparing food is critical, and you should always wash your hands before you eat. Other musts after using the bathroom, before and after caring for someone who is sick, and after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing.
If you're sick yourself, all right, that means not only is your nose runny, but that means those germs are also on your fingers and on your hands, and so you should be washing your hands even more so.
So you and your loved ones spread holiday cheer this season, not germs. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Temperatures this morning are a little more comfortable. We're sitting in the 40s, and we even still have a couple low 50s over towards Giddings as well as in LaGrange. In Austin, we're at 49. Our coolest temperatures in Mason County at 41, and then Georgetown coming out at 43. These temperatures are running a good 20 to even 30 degrees warmer than this time yesterday, so you're certainly going to notice a difference. Don't get too excited, though. Still warrants a jacket before you head out the door, and the difference will come with your afternoon highs as well. We're just not going to be doing much warming throughout the afternoon, all thanks to cloud cover and an incoming weak cold front. Right now our radar is overcast, but there's no rainfall showing up on it in our area yet. The rain is still down towards South Texas. This is coming in from the Pacific, all this moisture And we're also bringing in some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. That means there's a lot of water in the air to work with. So we just need that rain to spread into central Texas. And I think that's going to happen by the end of the day today. All this Pacific moisture will move into the Austin area ahead of our incoming cold front. This cold front is going to spark even more showers as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. But once the cold front passes early tomorrow morning, our system will actually dry us out. So our rainfall chances are primarily throughout the day today. Future track does have a couple showers developing by the time the sun rises. I wouldn't rule out a few patchy areas of drizzle in the morning hours, but I think your morning commute should stay primarily dry. Activity will start to pick up by about lunchtime. We'll start to see a few of those isolated light showers, and it'll pick up even further into the afternoon, with some of those showers turning into some brief heavy rainfall. Our temperatures also notice are not really warming up much. This is by 4 o'clock. Our highs are only in the low 50s across much of the area. Unfortunately, rain chances over towards the hill country not looking quite as promising, and our temperatures there might actually be a little warmer because of that lack of some rainfall. Scattered showers will continue into the overnight. This is by 10:30 tonight. Still a couple pockets of heavy rainfall. By the time the sun rises tomorrow morning, a few isolated showers are still possible, but I think the rain should come to an end pretty quickly. We'll clear out from west to east throughout the day on Saturday, so by lunchtime we could be sitting under sunny skies over towards the hill country. The cloud cover will take a little bit longer to clear for our eastern counties, and that'll impact your temperatures. So we'll likely still be on the chilly side throughout the day tomorrow as well. Our rainfall accumulation is trending a little bit lower. I think the majority of us will see up to about a quarter to a half inch of rainfall accumulation. Some localized higher totals are definitely still possible, but we'll also see quite a few locations, I think especially over towards the hill country, where your rainfall totals are slim to none, and some of us will come away from this completely dry. Your temperatures today will stay chilly. Highs will only get up into the low 50s by this afternoon, so although we're milder this morning, it's going to be a little cooler by the afternoon hours. Winds should stay pretty calm out of the southeast at up to about 10 miles per hour. Temperatures will recover as we head towards the end of the weekend. We'll give way to sunny skies by Sunday. High temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s, well above average as we head into Christmas week. And if you are already doing some travel for the Christmas holiday today or tomorrow, the weather is on your side. Really, the only major system you need to worry about is up towards the Pacific Northwest into Washington, Montana, some snow possible there, but otherwise things are going to be pretty quiet over the next 2 days, which is favorable for any of your holiday travel. Our plans over the next couple of days will revolve a little bit about that rainfall chance today, but otherwise you'll be able to enjoy the outdoors into Saturday afternoon as well as Sunday. Keep that umbrella close by today. Although you don't need it this morning, you'll probably want to have it by the end of the day. Your temperatures will also stay warm for Christmas Day. I'm forecasting highs right now in the upper 60s and low 70s. I've also taken away that rainfall chance on Christmas Day, but we might get a couple showers either Thursday or Friday after Christmas. Michelle?
Taking a look at all of our area, really, things are pretty good as of right now. No major slowdowns or crashes that are really going to impact you if you're heading out the door right this second, though. This is what's happening up in North Austin on I-35. Northbound and southbound lanes, as I mentioned earlier, Howard Lane to Breaker Lane, that's where there's rolling closures right here in this area. Now, it's really, you see, pretty empty still out on the roads at 453, so this is not going to really put a damper on your commute this morning, but it's good to know. From there up in Round Rock, you can see that going southbound on I-35, things are moving swiftly. You're looking at 11 minutes right now on that 12-mile stretch. We'll take you south from there, and this is what's happening if you're traveling from Kyle to Buda. Going northbound on I-35, just about 8 minutes on that 9-mile stretch, so that's about a minute per mile, not too bad either. Here's Bastrop. Your commute towards I-35 on 71 is looking at 30 minutes.
Well, thank you, Michelle. Keith Urban delivers a holiday gift to his fans around the world, and The Price is Right heads to prime time.
Chris Martinez has those stories and more in today's Eye on Entertainment.
The weatherman says it ain't gonna snow this year. Country star Keith Urban is getting into the Christmas spirit and giving his fans an early holiday gift with the release of his new song, I'll Be Your Santa Tonight. It's the superstar's first ever holiday song.
People kept asking me if I would ever do a Christmas song, and I thought, well, I'd love to write one, would be kind of cool. And the idea for the song came really quickly, and the sort of retro feel of it felt right.
Urban has also released a video for the new song. I'll Be Your Santa Tonight is now available on music streaming services like iTunes and Spotify. The cast of the hit CBS drama SEAL Team is celebrating the holidays with TV's longest-running game show.
David Boreanaz, come on down!
The Price is Right at Night, a holiday extravaganza with the cast of SEAL Team, airs this Sunday in prime time. Then on Monday night, the fun continues with The Price is Right at Night, a holiday extravaganza with Seth Rogen. And can a girl be in love with two boys at once? That's the question in the upcoming Netflix teen rom-com, To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You.
This is my first date.
We've gone out on a bunch of dates.
Yeah, but those weren't real.
The sequel to 2018's To All the Boys I Loved Before continues the story of Peter and Laura Jean, who are about to spend their first Valentine's Day together. But things get messy when another recipient of one of Laura Jean's old love letters enters her life again. To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You arrives on Netflix in February. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Let's still ahead on CBS Austin this morning. At the top of the hour, following breaking news in the search for a missing Austin mother and her newborn, we'll have a live report from Houston on how this local case moved 160 miles to the southeast. Well, breaking right now on CBS Austin this morning, a bombshell in the local missing mother and baby case that's gripping the nation. The mystery has now moved 160 miles from South Austin to a house in Houston. Sources confirming authorities have people in custody linked to the disappearance of Heidi Broussard and 3-week-old baby Margot.
CBS Austin News begins with breaking news.
As far as her leaving on her own accord, no. You can't make me believe that in 1,000 years. Something's not
definitely
right.
wrong.
A big break in the local missing mom and baby case that has the nation on edge. Heidi Broussard's parents confident from the very beginning she did not leave on her own, and now a bombshell in the investigation may be proving them right. Good morning for watching us here this morning. I'm John Carlos Estrada.
And I'm Melanie Torrey in for Allison Miller. Sources confirming people linked to the investigation rocking our area are in custody at this hour as the case moves from South Austin 160 miles away to Houston. We have live team coverage from every angle as key clues unfold. First, we kick off with Melanie Barden, who is live in Harris County. Melanie, you're outside a house that threw a twist in the investigation.
Yeah, sources tell us that all of that police activity that happened right here in this Houston neighborhood just hours ago is related to the missing Austin mother Heidi Broussard and her infant daughter Margot Carey. We've covered this extensively. The two have been missing for a week. So far, there have been very little clues, very little leads in this case until just a few hours ago when we saw law enforcement swarming this house that you're looking at right now. Now, Houston station KTRK got video from their chopper of the area behind this house. And in that video, you can see a gray Nissan car. We're told by reporters that that is where investigators were focused. And I did confirm with sources very close to this investigation that that car is registered to one of Heidi's friends, and that friend was questioned in this search. Now, reporters here earlier today said that they did see the medical examiner coming out, but we do not know yet what they found. Of course, we're going to keep you updated on this information, and I did recently confirm with sources that police do have people in custody related to this case, but we'll bring you all of this new information as we get it. Reporting live in Houston, Melanie Barden, CBS Austin This Morning.
Thanks, Melanie. The plot twist comes 8 days since the two were last seen alive here in South Austin. The paper trail starting off at Heidi's son's school and then moving to her apartment she shares with her fiance and Margot's father.
And that's where we find our Brittany Ford this morning, who picks up our team coverage. Now, Brittany, a drastically different picture where you are compared to the one we've been seeing over the past few days.
Well, JC, that's right. I'm here in front of Broussard's South Austin apartment complex. This is where this investigation started just 8 days ago, and where baby Margot and Heidi Broussard were last reportedly seen. This includes her car, her wallet, her purse, and all of baby Margot's stuff. Well, we're going to take a look at just about where this investigation started a few days ago. Our reporters here just a few hours ago noticed that the FBI's presence here could no longer be seen. That was a swift change from just a few days ago, where they were combing through this area, knocking on doors and asking neighbors to search their homes. Tuesday, police told reporters that they had no person of interest at this point and that they believe the two are unharmed and alive. That was followed by Broussard's parents speaking with reporters, confirming with us that there is no way their daughter would have left voluntarily. Now, as the investigation started last week, one of the first we heard from was an emotional Shane Carey, Broussard's boyfriend, pleading for their return.
If anybody sees her, knows her, she's just help. I don't know. Just help.
Now, since these new developments in the case have happened, we have reached out to Carey. We haven't heard back from him just yet. We're going to continue to follow this with team coverage throughout our newscast, so stick with us. For now, we're live in South Austin. Brittany Ford, CBS Austin News.
I'm meteorologist Nicole Hartford. Temperatures are still chilly this morning, but not quite as cold. We're milder. We're sitting in the 40s, 49 in Austin, 48 in Thorndale, 45 right now in Georgetown, and then 46 in Llano. So it is a little more comfortable. The reason is the overcast skies. We've got much more cloud cover this morning, and so far, no rainfall. On our radar, there's not anything showing up in central Texas, although down towards South Texas, we've got scattered showers. This is all coming in from the Pacific. All this Pacific moisture is surging into the state of Texas, and although these showers aren't quite reaching the Austin area yet, they are spreading up towards the north. It's likely we'll see some rainfall across the area throughout the day today. Your rain chances looking good, especially through the I-35 corridor and east.
Good Friday morning to you. I'm Michelle Vargas in for Sophia Stamas. We start off our 5 o'clock hour with a crash right here in North Austin on Dessa Road, right just north of Runberg Lane. No major slowdowns there. It doesn't report any injuries as of this time, so I'm keeping a close tab on this and making sure that this doesn't slow your roll right there in North Austin. Plus, your drive time's coming up in 10 minutes.
Well, happening right now, a man fights for his life after crashing his motorcycle in southeast Austin. This happened near Elroy Road and State Highway 130 Service Road. Austin Travis County EMS responding to the scene, originally thinking the man, believed to be in his 30s, crashed with the car. But after an investigation, authorities believe it may have just been a single motorcycle crash. The man, who was unconscious when found, was taken to South Austin Medical Center to be treated.
We got a collapsed building on fire, wires down, people coming out.
An explosion igniting a raging inferno, turning a neighborhood into a horrifying scene. What sparked the dramatic and deadly events, and those trapped under the rubble still ahead.
It is 5:08 on this Friday morning. Right now, conditions are overcast, but no fog. We've still got a great view towards the Capitol with the UT Tower there off in the distance. It is a milder start to the day. You will want to grab a jacket before you head out the door, as well as the umbrella, because although it's not raining right now, we've got a good chance at rainfall by this afternoon. We're sitting at 49 degrees in Austin with winds out of the east-southeast at about 3 miles per hour. Fairly calm start to the morning, and our winds will also stay calm all day today, but we're not going to be doing much warming. Our temperatures across the area will mainly stay in the low 50s throughout this afternoon. Some spots over towards the hill country could be slightly warmer, as our rainfall chances unfortunately just aren't as good over towards our western counties. The rest of us are looking at scattered showers throughout the day today. Activity will start to pick up around lunchtime and then continue throughout portions of the overnight. Traffic and weather always together every 10 minutes. Michelle.
Let's just take you east of I-35 up in North Austin, where just minutes ago I told you about this crash on Dessau Road just north of Runberg Lane. That will slow you down, just minor slowdown though, and expect to see several crews there as they work to clear it off. It's not an injury crash, so shouldn't take too long there. Closures have lifted right here on I-35 northbound and southbound. That's from Howard Lane to Breaker Lane, just very close to that other crash we mentioned up in North Austin. So things should start to move a lot better in that area. Overall, though, if you're joining us from Georgetown or Round Rock, going southbound I-35 is still good news. Over in South Austin, you have no other slowdowns outside of construction. And if we look at Liberty Hill, Cedar Park, you're still pretty good. So your drive times right now remain under 20 minutes towards downtown.
Well, Dior, Coco Chanel, Valentino, high fashion designers you probably recognize. We got a behind-the-scenes look at the Fashion Forward, the newest exhibit at the Bullock, Texas Museum. A few pieces from the luxe designers who won the Neiman Marcus Fashion Award will be on display starting this Saturday. You can see we got to see the final pieces go into place before the opening. We'll have more on these garments and their connection to Texas and the influence on the Lone Star State's fashion in a turning back time very soon. But it was really cool to see all of those dresses before they go in.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did any catch your attention or you thought were particularly cool?
There is a Valentino when you first walk into the exhibit that's just gorgeous. So if you have time, go check it out. It's going to be on display until April.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're continuing to follow breaking news. The local missing mom and baby case taking a dramatic turn no one saw coming. We're taking you live to Houston, where the case is now focused on. Straight ahead. We're breaking right now a plot twist in the missing mom and baby case.
Sources confirming people linked to the two who vanished without a trace are now in custody.
This comes as a desperate search moved from Austin to Houston, a 2.5-hour drive. Melanie, you made that drive. You've been at that scene. And can you tell us what brought investigators there? I believe it was a car.
Yeah, what we know right now, sources tell us that this house, this is where that investigation was centered. It's in a neighborhood in northwest Harris County. Now, we know with Houston station KTRK, they had a chopper up, and it showed that the investigation was more focused in the backyard of this house. You can see in that video there that there's a gray Nissan car that investigators are really honed in on. We did confirm that that car is registered to one of Heidi Broussard's friends. And right now, of course, there's a lot of questions still in this case. We still are waiting to confirm every detail, but we do, sources do say that it is in connection to the missing Austin mother and her infant baby.
And Melanie, we know you've been covering this for over a week now. It's been a really unique case. I mean, we've had the family telling us that they've been really concerned something's amiss here, but no Amber Alerts and no search parties this entire time.
Yeah, this case has been unique. The last time Heidi Broussard and Margot Carey, her daughter, were seen was last Thursday. What makes it so unique is that it seemed like the two vanished out of thin air. We know at their apartment complex, it's in South Austin. We've been there all week. The FBI has been there. Heidi's car is still parked right now. According to Heidi's fiance, Shane, it looked like she didn't take anything with her when she left. And we did speak to Heidi's parents, who said the thought of her just voluntarily leaving, they said, sounded impossible to them. So this case was really just a big mystery until today, again, when we saw that investigators ended up right here at this house in Houston.
Melanie, a big break obviously overnight. I think a lot of us were just kind of shocked to hear what happened there in Houston. There's still a lot of unanswered questions. To you, what is the biggest thing that needs to be answered soon?
Well, right now, really all information that we're getting is from sources that are very close to this investigation. But the FBI is the lead agency in this case, and they have remained very tight-lipped throughout this whole investigation. We know they were brought on with APD earlier in the week. And so until they can really give us solid information, give us a timeline, a narrative of what they've discovered here, it's really just something that we're going to have to kind of piece together again with those sources we do have.
All right, thank you, Melanie. She's reporting from Houston, where we believe the Austin mother and baby may have been found there, and we're still trying to figure out more details. Thank you, Melanie. Well, the sixth Democratic debate of the election season coming on the heels of this week's monumental vote in the House to impeach President Trump. The smallest group of Democratic presidential hopefuls sharing the spotlight for the final time this year in a 3-hour debate in Los Angeles. Many seeking to clarify their positions and personal character, hoping to make waves heading into the final weeks before the Iowa caucuses.
If anyone has reason to be angry with the Republicans and not want to cooperate, it's me, the way they've attacked me and my son and my family.
I think the best way to do it is by putting someone at the top of the ticket who's from the Midwest.
Try putting together a coalition to bring you back to office with 80% of the vote as a gay dude in Mike Pence's Indiana.
We need a progressive agenda. Medicare for all.
I'd also be the youngest woman ever inaugurated.
Well, the next Democratic presidential debate is January 14th, right before the first ballots are cast in Iowa. Well, this session of Congress is about to come to a close.
Christine Bien is in South Bend, Indiana. She asks voters there what they think lawmakers accomplished this year in Washington in the Pulse of America.
You might know Indiana's 4th largest city as the location of the University of Notre Dame, or the hometown of Democratic presidential candidate Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
And I look forward to that.
People here treading lightly on this morning as a fresh layer of snow has put some on edge. Gary Metz has a front row seat.
Stand around, in 5 minutes, it'll change.
Unfortunately, unlike the weather in Indiana, Metz worries things are not changing much in Washington. And he's not alone.
They just don't work well together.
Mike Ferrari and Holly Gohler believe Congress hasn't accomplished very much this year because they can't get along.
The point of representation is to represent the people, and that doesn't seem to be happening.
There's just not a lot of pull to get where the majority of the people are, which is in the middle.
This Congress has enacted 90 bills and resolutions this year, which is actually a third more than the last divided Congress in 2013. But impeachment has grabbed headlines over the last several weeks.
Do you feel that they're effective?
No.
They've been effective in bringing up problems and not in fixing them.
Can you think of a significant accomplishment this year?
No.
J.C. Beal is a professor of logic at Notre Dame, but he can't make much sense of how divided Congress is right now.
Part of me thinks that one of the most pressing things facing the country today is the lack of unity. I mean, how do you get things done when everyone just is out for themselves?
Congressional approval over the last several years has not been high. Now that Notre Dame students have received their semester grades, some feel it's time Congress got its own.
C-, D+, something like that.
Let's go with a B-.
Maybe a C+? Or a B-?
Except a final grade for Congress will be given at the polls.
I don't like the way it's run, but hey, all I can do is vote.
While the weather may be changing in Indiana, we might have to wait a little longer for a change in Washington. In South Bend, Kristen Bean for Pulse of America.
Time now is 5:20. Let's take a look at your roads right now. And really, I have good news for you on a start to your Friday. You are crash-free for the most part. Going to take you over to North Austin, where this crash is still popping up here on Dessau Road, just north of Renberg Lane. But you see here on the map, it's not causing a major slowdown there, and it should be cleared here shortly, and that's just east of I-35. If you're going to be taking I-35 southbound from 290 to Riverside, a whopping 4 minutes. That's not bad. Now let's take you over here, South Austin folks, taking I-35 northbound from the 45 toll to Riverside Drive, 10 minutes, and the 130 toll northbound from the 71 highway to 290, you're looking at 11 minutes. Rainy Street weekend closures, those started already yesterday, last night at 9 p.m. They lifted at 2:30, but they begin again tonight through the weekend until March from Davis to River Street. Right there on Rainy Street is where you can expect those weekend closures. Trail of Lights closures are standing right now as well on Stratford and Brighton Springs. Now we have weather, right, Nicole?
That is right. Right now, our temperatures are currently sitting in the 40s. We're at 49 degrees here in Austin, 51 in LaGrange, 52 in Giddings. It's nice and mild this morning, especially compared to yesterday. Your temperatures are actually running about 20 to even 30 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Still certainly requires some type of jacket, sweater, a couple layers before you head out the door, but you might be able to forego the heavy winter coat, at least this morning. We're not going to warm up much, though. We are milder thanks to cloud cover. Our radar is overcast, but that cloud cover is also going to keep us from warming up throughout the day today. Right now, we are dry in Austin, but we've got a good deal of rainfall down towards South Texas as all of this moisture funnels in from the Pacific. We're bringing in moisture in the air from a couple different sources, the Pacific as well as the Gulf of Mexico. Right now, the rainfall is not quite reaching us in central Texas, but it is expanding up towards the north. This is going to happen pretty slowly, so it'll take a little more time for the rainfall to eventually reach us here in Austin. Then our cold front arrives late tonight and into tomorrow. This cold front will really kick off some more showers into the later hours of this afternoon. But once the cold front passes, notice that there's clear skies behind it. So we will eventually give way to much more sunshine once again. Today is not going to be that day, though. Future track does have overcast skies, a few isolated showers in the morning hours, but I think most of us, your morning commute should stay dry. By about lunchtime, we'll start to see activity pick up. It'll start off as mainly light rainfall. We'll start to introduce a few pockets of even some heavier rain by this afternoon. Notice this rain is not completely widespread. It's not going to be a washout later this afternoon, but you will want to have that umbrella close by. The rain will mainly focus on the I-35 corridor as well as our eastern counties as we head into the evening and overnight hours. A few showers could linger even into tomorrow morning, but I think the rainfall should clear out pretty quickly throughout the day Saturday. We'll clear from west to east during the day, which means by lunchtime, some in the hill country could be enjoying some sunshine. The rest of us, it'll take a little longer for those clouds to completely clear, but I think we'll get at least some sun by the end of the day on Saturday. If not, it will return in full force by Sunday. Our temperatures are going to stay cool today as we accumulate some rainfall. Most of us will see rainfall accumulation totals up to about a quarter to a half inch, although I think some localized higher totals could be possible, mainly down towards the south, just as lower totals and even some dry spots over towards the hill country. These totals are trending lower as well than the last couple of days. Our high temperatures today will only be in the low 50s and we'll start a slow warm up as we go through the remainder of the week and into the weekend. Temperatures through next week are going to be warming up, so we're in for an above average Christmas holiday here in central Texas. Across the continental U.S., things are also looking pretty good if you do plan to travel either today or tomorrow. A little bit of snow over towards Washington into Idaho, Montana, but not much to get in your way of any flights that you may have throughout today or tomorrow. Our conditions will stay calm here in central Texas with high temperatures in the low 70s and upper 60s by Christmas Day.
Well, thank you, Nicole. There's two things you can say about this Kansas City dad. He is funny and reliable. Courtney Payne shared these photos on Twitter that show how her dad, Doug, picks her up at the airport. One photo shows her father waving a sign that identifies Payne as Miss Oregon because she goes to school there. In another photo, he's dressed like an elf and brandishes a sign that says Santa's Naughty List, Courtney Payne. He dressed up in another photo like a limo driver with a sign for Miranda Lambert. And one image simply shows her dad waving around a sign that says Kardashian. Courtney's dad began the trend in 2018 and says she's happy to have loving and caring parents.
As you're making your list and checking it twice, make sure you check those shipping deadlines too. Christmas is just 5 days away, so here are some of the biggest dates you'll want to remember. For Target and Best Buy, your deadline is today. Same goes for USPS. For Amazon, if you're a Prime member, you've got until Sunday to place those orders. If not, then you're already out of luck. It's Sunday for Walmart too. And then for UPS, the deadline is Monday. Of course, you can find all the nitty-gritty details on each company's website. And you may want to check your mailbox after hearing today's number of the day. 14.9 billion pieces of mail are expected to be delivered this holiday season. According to the U.S. Postal Service, that number is down nearly 500 million from last year. And between both mail and packages, there will be an estimated 16 billion holiday deliveries. Your time right now is 5:27. Breaking news out of Houston, where the missing mom and baby case has now moved to a house 160 miles away from where this investigation first started. Straight ahead, we're taking you live to CBS Austin reporter Melanie Barden, who has been on this heart-wrenching story from the very beginning and is unpacking brand new details. We'll be right back.
CBS Austin News begins with breaking news.
As far as her leaving on her own accord, no. You can't make me believe that in 1,000 years. Something's not
definitely
right.
wrong.
A break in the local missing mom and baby case that has the nation on edge. Heidi Broussard's parents confident from the very beginning she did not leave on her own, and now a bombshell in the investigation may be proving them right. Good morning and thanks for watching CBS Austin This Morning. I'm Melanie Torrey in for Allison Miller.
And I'm John Carlos Estrada. Sources confirming people linked to the investigation rocking our area are in custody at this hour. As the case moves from South Austin, 160 miles away to Houston, we have live team coverage from every angle as key clues unfold.
First, we kick off with Melanie Barden, who's live in Harris County. And Melanie, you're outside of a house that threw a twist in this investigation.
Yeah, and still right now we are getting a lot more information by the minute, but I want to show you the house in this Houston neighborhood that investigators were focused on earlier today. You can see right now it's pretty quiet. There are still some lights on, but according to KTRK, a station in Houston, the front of this house wasn't where investigators were focused. Rather, they were more looking in the backyard. They do have some chopper video that shows there was a gray Nissan car parked in the backyard. And I confirmed with sources very close to this investigation that that car was registered to one of Heidi Broussard's friends. Now, Heidi Broussard and Margot Carey, her infant daughter, have been missing since last Thursday. We've been following this very extensively. There have been very little leads, very little information until tonight. And in fact, we're still getting information. One thing we know, reporters here said that a medical examiner showed up. We don't know yet what they found. We are working to get that information. Sources tell me, though, that a couple people tied to this case are right now in police custody. We don't know yet if that means any criminal charges, but we are updating that information. We'll pass it along as we get it. Reporting live in Houston, Melanie Barden, CBS Austin This Morning.
Thank you, Melanie. This twist comes 8 days since the two were last seen alive here in South Austin. The paper trail starting off at Heidi's son's school and then moving to her apartment she shares with her fiance and Margot's father.
And that's where you find our Brittany Ford this morning, who picks up our team coverage. Now, Brittany, a drastically different picture where you are compared to the one we've been seeing over the past few days.
Well, JC, that's right. I'm here in front of Broussard's South Austin apartment complex. As Melanie mentioned, this is where this now 8-day investigation began and where police confirmed with us that Heidi and baby Margot were last seen. Now, this includes all of her belongings, her wallet, her purse, all of baby Margot's stuff, and her car. We're going to recap the last few days here with you. Just hours ago, some of our reporters noticed that the FBI's presence here could no longer be seen. That was a swift change from just the last few days here, where we've seen them combing through the area, knocking on doors and asking neighbors to search their homes. Tuesday, police told reporters that they had no person of interest at this time and that they believe the two are unharmed and alive. Now, that was followed by Broussard's parents speaking with reporters as well, confirming with us that there's no way their daughter would have left voluntarily. Now, as this investigation began to unfold last week, one of the first we heard from was an emotional Shane Carey, Broussard's boyfriend, pleading for their return.
If anybody sees her, knows her, she's just hope. I don't know. Just hope.
Now, since these new developments have unfolded, we have reached out to Carey. It is in the early morning hours. We haven't heard back just yet, but we're going to continue to follow this case throughout our newscast, so you can stay with us. For now, we're live in South Austin. Brittany Ford, CBS Austin News.
I'm meteorologist Nicole Hartford. Temperatures this morning are milder than yesterday. We're in the 40s and even some low 50s still over towards Giddings, LaGrange, as well as Lockhart. In Austin, we're at 49, 41 over towards Mason. So still a chill in the air, but not quite as cold as yesterday. Right now, our radar is overcast. We've got some noise showing up on the radar. I won't rule out a couple spotty showers to begin the morning, but I think most of our activity will hold off until later today. Right now, the rain is confined mainly mainly down towards South Texas. Notice most of it is light, although we do have some heavier rainfall in a couple spots. This will be spreading up towards the north throughout the day today, so I do think there is a decent chance for rainfall, especially through the I-35 corridor and east. Some of these showers will even linger into early tomorrow morning before we dry out for the second half of the weekend.
Good Friday morning. Michelle Vargas in for Sofia Stamas. There's a North Austin crash still popping up on our maps on Dessa Road just north of Runberg Lane. But overall, your major roads are looking pretty good. No other slowdowns right now. I'll tell you in just 10 minutes what you can expect with Trail of Lights coming up.
Well, the video is absolutely pulse pounding. A truck coming barreling through an airport straight towards the ticket counter. The shocking surveillance video and what authorities say the guy behind the wheel was doing right before he nearly killed airport employees.
Welcome back to CBS Austin this morning. 5:38 on the clock right now, and we're still seeing this crash stick around in North Austin. But again, it's nothing major, so it could just be lingering delays there. But it's not too bad north of Runberg Lane there on Dessa Road. An overview of your area showing us that 183 northbound and southbound is in the clear. Going southbound on I-35, you're also really good. Also in South Austin, if you want to take I-35 right now northbound towards downtown, no major slowdowns outside of just some construction there near Stastny and so forth and near Old Torf. If you're taking your tolls to the 130 toll up in Pflugerville going southbound and northbound, things are just really well. Here's what I promised you. Trail of Lights, those closures start tonight at 4 p.m. Stratford and Barton Springs Road, but the good news is their shuttle is in service again until Monday. Traffic and weather always together. Nicole.
Thanks, Michelle. Right now, conditions are cloudy but dry. We're starting off the day with temperatures in the 40s. We're at 49 right now in Austin with winds out of the east-southeast at 3 miles per hour. Although we're dry right now, I don't think it's going to last too much longer. We'll start to bring in scattered showers. A couple isolated areas of drizzle will be possible throughout your morning commute, but the majority of us will stay dry until a little bit later today. In the meantime, temperatures are not going to warm up much. We'll stay in the upper 40s and low 50s throughout the day. Scattered showers become more likely by about lunchtime, and then activity will start to become even more widespread into the afternoon hours with a couple pockets of some heavy rainfall. That rain will continue on and off into the overnight as well as even for a few spots into tomorrow morning, but the rainfall should clear out by Saturday afternoon.
I looked up and I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to fall.
It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's a German Shepherd. That's what firefighters found up in a California tree after receiving a call for help. Baby, the 2-year-old shepherd, found herself in some trouble about 25 feet in the air after chasing a cat. Firefighters responded, setting up a ladder and helping Baby down. As for the cat that started it all, well, they got away unharmed. I guess. I was going to say nobody puts Baby in a tree, I guess.
Yeah. That's my biggest fear right there with my dogs is just like losing track of them on a tree. I'm like, I'm not going to get you.
My dog could not climb a tree if you tried.
My little one probably could. Well, breaking right now, curveball thrown in the local case that's shocking the nation. After days of no clues and no suspects, we have brand new answers just in overnight. CBS Austin reporter Melanie Barden is laying out the shocking turn of events that got us to this point. Breaking right now, a plot twist in the missing Austin mother and baby case.
Sources confirming people linked to the two who vanished without a trace are now in custody.
This comes as a desperate search moved from Austin to Houston, a 2.5-hour drive. Melanie is at that home in Harris County. We understand you just got some major updates.
Yes, according to station KTRK, it's a Houston station. They've been out here in this northwest Harris County neighborhood for hours today. They have confirmed that a 1-month-old baby girl was taken from this home in this neighborhood. Again, all of that stemming, sources say, around the investigation into missing Heidi Broussard and her infant daughter, Margot Carey. Now, KTRK is reporting that a 1-month-old baby girl was taken from this home and that baby girl is okay, unharmed. But they've also reported that the medical examiner confirmed to them that they took the body of a woman from this home as well. Now, as far as any identifying information or any confirmation as to exactly who these people are, we do not have that yet, but we do have, again, sources telling us that this is directly linked to the Heidi Broussard and Margot Carey case.
And Melanie, you've been covering this heart-wrenching story for 8 days now. I know you've spoken with Broussard's family multiple times. Have you heard from them at all this morning?
Melanie, I have not heard from them this morning. I've been in regular contact with them. I did speak to Tammy Broussard, that's Heidi's mother, earlier. I guess now it would be Thursday. I spoke with her. She said that this was not over, that she would let me know if there were any updates. And so I am waiting to hear from her. I've also reached out to Shane Carey, that's Heidi's fiance, just to see how they're doing, if there is any, again, confirmation. But again, still have not heard back from them.
All right, Melanie, can you remind us again the big clue that is at that house that you're at in Harris County?
Yes, so KTRK, the station out here, Houston, had a chopper up earlier today, and they weren't focused so much on the front of this house, but they were showing the backyard. And what you saw in that video, we'll show it to you now, was a gray Nissan car. Now that's important because sources are telling me that that car is registered to one of Heidi Broussard's close friends, and we know that that very close friend was questioned in this search for Heidi and Margot. Sources also tell me that there have been people that are now in police custody related to this case.
Thank you very much, Melanie. We know that you will stay out there, and we'll be checking in with you all morning to see if you found any updates.
We got a collapsed building on fire, wires down, people coming out.
A sea of flames overtakes a Philadelphia neighborhood, the 3-building row home collapsing after an explosion believed to be gas-related. 60 people were evacuated as fire crews ran into the building to save others. Officials say 2 people are unaccounted for and presumed dead.
Now we know what caused a truck to fly through an airport wall, taking out a baggage carousel before crashing into a car rental counter. A shocking video right here. Authorities say an officer was trying to pull over a 40-year-old for reckless driving, but that's when he lost sight of the truck. Police believe the man left the road, crashed through a fence, and continued heading straight for the main terminal building. The crash causing $250,000 in damage. The driver ended up suffering serious injuries. 2 workers behind the rental desk escaped without being hurt.
A health alert from the CDC, the organization warning that store-bought hard-boiled eggs are behind a deadly food poisoning outbreak. 7 people in 5 states have gotten sick so far. 1 person in Texas has died. According to the CDC, the eggs were sold in bulk to be used in other products like salads. Pregnant women, people over the age of 65, and people with weakened immune systems are at the highest risk. And Ebola is arguably one of the most feared viruses on the planet, and now the FDA is approving a vaccine to prevent it for the first time ever in the U.S. It's called Ervebo, and it's being designed by pharmaceutical giant Merck. The Zaire strain of Ebola killing upwards of 2,000 people in the current outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. But here in the U.S., cases are rare, typically involving healthcare workers treating the infected or people with the virus from traveling into the country.
Well, the House and Senate now passing a provision that would ban the sale of tobacco and e-cigarettes to anyone under 21. The move comes after some top lawmakers wanted a way to get the higher age cross a finish line. They ultimately found one, attaching it to the must-pass series of bills to avoid a government shutdown. President Trump already speaking in favor of increasing the age limit. He's expected to sign the measure into law as part of the overall spending package. Now, as of December 17th, more than 2,500 people from all 50 states have suffered lung injury related to vaping, including 216 here in Texas, and at least 54 people have died across 27 states.
2 high school students disciplined after wearing racist costumes to campus. Wednesday, Riverton High School in Wyoming's Spirit Day was themed whiteout. According to the school, that's when 2 teens came to campus dressed as members of the KKK. District officials say the students were removed from the hallway within minutes.
Well, it's Texas High School Football Championship week, and our partners at Fox Sports Southwest are the home of the UIL Football Championship, bringing you live coverage from AT&T Stadium in Arlington through tomorrow. Here's a list of the games scheduled for today, including Wimberley in the 4A Division II Championship that's set for 3 this afternoon. You can watch all the action on Fox Sports Southwest, Fox Sports Southwest Plus, or live stream on Fox Sports Go. Check foxsports.com for channel information. You can also find the full schedule on our website, cbsaustin.com.
Another local team with their eyes on the prize, the Westlake Chaps. Here's a quick preview on the team before their big game tomorrow.
I'm Rick Renner alongside Greg Tepper here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The finale of all of our games this weekend, Denton Guyer against Austin Westlake. Guyer's only loss is to Southlake Carroll, coached by Riley Dodge. Riley Dodge's dad is Todd Dodge. He's the head coach at Austin Westlake. You can bet they're talking before this one.
Oh, yeah, I bet they've shared a few notes in this one. But this is going to be a really fun matchup, and I think a fitting end to the 2019 Texas high school football season. Denton Guyer's loaded. Offensively, they have been terrific all year long. Eli Stowers, their quarterback, the Texas A&M commit, has taken a big step forward. They run the ball extremely well with Kadra Cobbs, and that big offensive line is terrific. I also like their defensive line, which I think could give some trouble to Westlake. Westlake is a team that I think the offense is really starting to find some rhythm. Now they've settled on a quarterback in Kirkland Michaud. They've got a great wide receiver core with Mason Mingham and Ryan Lindley, but the core of this Westlake team is defense. They play fantastic defense. That's the matchup I'm excited about. The Guyer offense against the Westlake defense, that is going to be fun.
And if they can slow down Kadra Cobbs, who led all of the DFW Metroplex in rushing, he also is the smartest football player in the state. He's going to be his class valedictorian. That's going to be a great one in the finale of all our games. Remember last year, this game was the Hail Mary game. Back to you.
Your temperatures this morning still cold across central Texas, but not quite as cold as yesterday. We're coming out in the 40s for the most part, 49 in Austin, 48 in Thorndale, 45 in Georgetown. We've still got a couple low 50s in Giddings, LaGrange, as well as over towards Lockhart. This is about 20 to 30 degrees milder right now than we were this time yesterday. So a big difference. Still warrants a jacket though, a sweater, something to keep you warm before you head out the door. You just might be able to forego that heavier coat. Our radar is overcast. We've got a good deal of cloud cover that has filtered in overnight. That's the reason for the milder temperatures, but the cloud cover will also keep us from warming up throughout the day today. So it's kind of a trade-off that we'll have to deal with this afternoon. Our radar is dry though. No rainfall showing up, just a little bit of noise on the radar. Down towards South Texas, we've got a good deal of rain there as moisture comes in from the Pacific as well as the Gulf of Mexico. While most of this rain is south of us for now, it's spreading up towards the north and the northeast and will continue to do so over the course of the day today. Rain will become more likely into the afternoon hours as that rain starts to expand northeast as well. Then our cold front arrives late tonight and into tomorrow, and behind that cold front will actually dry out pretty quickly throughout the day on Saturday. Your rain chances for today are looking decent. Our forecast models are trending a little bit drier than they were previously, but I still think a good portion of us will manage to get a little bit of rainfall. Scattered showers will become likely this afternoon. A couple stray showers, a little bit of drizzle will be possible this morning through the morning hours, but I think the majority of us will stay dry until at least lunchtime. That's when our rain will start to spread out a little more. Still primarily light rain, but a couple pockets of some moderate to even heavy rainfall will be possible. The focus of this rain is going to be the I-35 corridor as well as our eastern counties, which isn't great news over towards the hill country. Because of that, our temperatures will also vary quite a bit as well. Highs will stay chillier through those areas, and then over towards our western counties, it's likely we could get at least a little bit warmer just by a few degrees by this afternoon. Scattered showers will continue on and off through the overnight. A few could even linger into tomorrow morning, but we'll start our clear out on Saturday. By Saturday morning, we might even wake up to sunshine over towards the hill country. Notice the difference in temperatures between our clear spots and our cloudy spots. Most of us will wake up mild, but If skies manage to clear out a little faster, temperatures by tomorrow morning could be on the chillier side. Our future track does clear out that cloud cover from west to east throughout the day on Saturday, allowing us to heat up a little bit more than what we will today. Our rain accumulation totals will also stay a little lower than previously thought. About 1/4 to 1/2 inch is expected. There are quite a few locations, though, in our western counties that might only pick up a few hundredths of an inch, if anything at all. Temperatures in Austin today will stay in the low 50s. Then we'll start that warm up, getting well above average as we head towards the week of Christmas. And if you are already planning to do some traveling today or tomorrow, things are looking good. The weather is cooperating across most of the continental U.S. We've got some snowfall expected today and tomorrow over towards the northwest, but otherwise things are calm, and that is really good news for your travel. We're also calm here in central Texas. We'll stay that way, it looks like, through Christmas Day. Your temperatures in the low 70s by Wednesday. Michelle?
Still tracking some pretty decent news overall. You are pretty crash-free. Actually, you are crash-free on your major roads. I-35, you're good. 183, you're good. Over near Pflugerville, if you're taking the 130 toll going northbound towards the city, that is where you see a little bit of a slowdown, but it's really nothing major. Over in North Austin, still seeing some delays on Dessa Road, all due to this crash just north of Runberg Lane, east of I-35. That could slow things down for folks that live in that area. But this does come up again tonight. You're used to this by now, right? The Trail of Lights road closures begin at 4 tonight. Stratford Drive and Barton Springs Road are those that are impacted until 11 p.m. Then things should ease up. Now, if you want to go to the event and you don't want to drive, you can park and take the shuttle service, which starts at 5:30 in the evening. There's 2 locations, the Jones Road one and the Republic Square Park on Guadalupe Street.
Still ahead on CBS Austin this morning, we're live in Houston. Overnight, major developments in the case of a missing Austin mom and her 3-week-old baby. In 3 minutes, a live report about what authorities found at a Houston home that's moved the investigation more than 100 miles from where it started. Stay with us. You're watching CBS Austin this morning.
Well, breaking right now in CBS Austin this morning, a bombshell in the local missing mother and baby case that's gripping the nation. The mystery has now moved 160 miles from South Austin to a house in Houston. We're taking you live and unpacking the plot twist no one saw coming.
CBS Austin News begins with breaking news.
As far as her leaving on her own accord, no. You can't make me believe that in 1,000 years. Something's not
definitely
right.
wrong.
Well, break in the local missing mom and baby case that has a nation on edge. Heidi Broussard's parents confident from the very beginning she did not leave on her own, and now a curveball in the investigation may be proving them right. Good morning. Thanks for watching CBS Austin this morning. I'm John Carlos Estrada.
And I'm Melanie Torrey in for Allison Miller. Sources confirming people linked to the heart-wrenching investigation are in custody at this hour. The case taking a dramatic turn, moving from South Austin 160 miles away to Houston. We have live team coverage from every angle as key clues unfold right now.
First, we kick things off with Melanie Barden, who is live in Harris County. Melanie, you're outside a house that threw a twist in the investigation, and you've got a big update for us.
Yes, KTRK reporters right here in Houston were out here for hours yesterday, and they are now reporting that early in the afternoon on Thursday, a 1-month-old baby girl was taken from this home to be checked out, but they again are saying that that baby girl is doing well. Now, they say that throughout the day, the police presence intensified, and then eventually police went into this home. They were focused, though, in the backyard. They did have some chopper video. We'll share that with you. Again, this is from KTRK, and you can see that there is a gray Nissan car that we're told law enforcement was focused on, and I did confirm with sources that that car is registered to one of Heidi Broussard's friends. Now, KTRK also reporting that the medical examiner eventually showed up hours later, and they did take one person's body from this property. Now, of course, This is ongoing. We're getting updates by the minute. We're going to bring those to you. But sources also have told me that police have some people in custody right now in connection again to this South Austin missing mother and infant case. Reporting live, Melanie Barden, CBS Austin this morning.
Thank you, Melanie. The plot twist comes 8 days since the two were last seen alive here in South Austin. The paper trail starting off at Heidi's son's school and then moving to her apartment she shares with her fiance and Margot's father.
And that's where you find our Brittany Ford, who picks up our team coverage this morning. Brittany, a drastically different picture where you are compared to the one we've been seeing over the past few days.
Well, JC, that's right. I'm here in front of Broussard's South apartment complex. As Melanie mentioned, this is where that 8-day investigation began and where police say baby Margot and Broussard were last seen. Now, this includes all of her belongings, her purse, her wallet, and even her car. We're going to recap the last few days here with you. Just hours ago, some of our reporters noticed that the FBI presence here could no longer be seen. That was a swift change from just the last few days where we saw them combing through this area, knocking on doors and asking neighbors to search their homes. Now, Tuesday, police gave reporters an update saying that they had no person of interest at this time and that they believe the two were unharmed and alive. Now, that was followed by Broussard's parents speaking with reporters, confirming with us that there is no way their daughter would have left voluntarily. Now, as this investigation started last week, one of the first we heard from was an emotional Shane Carey, Broussard's boyfriend, pleading for their return.
If anybody sees her, knows her, she's just hope. I don't know. Just hope.
Now, as we've had new developments in this case, we have since reached out to Carey. It is the early morning hours. We haven't heard back as of right now, but we're going to continue to follow this case throughout our newscast, so stick with us. For now, we're live in South Austin. Brittany Ford, CBS Austin News.
I'm meteorologist Nicole Hartford. Right now, temperatures are in the 40s for the most part. We've actually bumped up to 50 in the Austin area, also 50 in Lockhart, 52 in Giddings, 51 in LaGrange. How it feels right now is about how it's going to feel throughout the day. We'll add a couple degrees to those official high temperatures later this afternoon, but cloud cover has kept us from cooling, and it will also keep us from warming up much throughout the day today. Right now, we're mainly dry. We've got a couple spotty showers that are popping up over towards the hill country, as well as some noise on the radar down towards the I-35 corridor, but most of the rain is down south of us. Throughout South Texas, widespread rainfall. This is Pacific moisture that is filtering in. Notice that it is slowly spreading up towards the north, and that will continue to take place throughout the day. So by this afternoon, our rainfall chances will be improving for the Austin area. We'll see scattered showers on and off later today, as well as through the overnight.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Vargas in for Sofia Stamis. Our roads are ready for the weekend, apparently, because right now you remain crash-free, which is good news. We had a crash earlier here in North Austin on Dessa Road. It has since cleared, but I am tracking a bit of a slowdown up in Manor. I'll tell you all about it in 10 minutes.
Well, happening right now, a man is fighting for his life after crashing his motorcycle in southeast Austin. This happening near Elroy Road and State Highway 130 Service Road. Austin Travis County EMS responding to the scene, originally thinking the man believed to be in his 30s crashed into a car, but after an investigation, authorities believe it may have just been a single motorcycle crash. The man, who was unconscious when crews found him, is in serious condition at this hour.
We got a collapsed building on fire, wires down, people coming out.
Explosion igniting a raging inferno, turning a neighborhood into a horrifying scene. What sparked the dramatic and deadly events, and those trapped under the rubble still ahead.
It is 6:09 on this Friday morning. Right now we're overcast, but we've still got a nice view towards the Capitol, the UT Tower off in the distance. Temperatures are milder this morning thanks to those clouds. We're actually sitting at 50 right now in Austin with calm winds out of the east-southeast at about 5 miles per hour. Conditions today will be vastly different than yesterday. Yes, we're waking up to a little more warmth, but we will not see much of a warm-up into the afternoon hours. In fact, temperatures will stay about where they are right now. We'll manage to cool a couple additional degrees before we start any kind of warming. Our temperatures will stay in the upper 40s and the low 50s throughout the day today, and will also increase our rain chances. This morning, maybe a stray shower, but by lunchtime, activity will start to pick up as we pull in moisture from the Gulf as well as the Pacific. Scattered showers looking likely, but I do have some updates to our rainfall totals. I'll be talking more about those coming up in 10 minutes. Traffic and weather always together. Michelle.
Taking a wide look of your maps right now, just want to give everyone a heads up. You're crash free. Hey, good news to you on this Friday morning. Cedar Park, Liberty Hill, 183 going southbound towards downtown. You're looking good. I-35, same deal, but let's just take you over to Manor. Here's what's happening. There's some delays on 290 going westbound. You'll be traveling at about 44 miles per hour before you hit I-35. Let's take you over here. If you're going eastbound past Manor, you're looking at about 28 miles per hour just after I-35. This is really just unusual delays, but remember there is construction in the area. 130 northbound, just north of the 290 there, we're seeing a slowdown as well, just as you approach Pflugerville at 34 miles per hour. Manor, Dripping Springs, and Round Rock, your drive times towards downtown are under 30 minutes.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Dior, Coco Chanel, Valentino, high fashion designers you probably recognize. Well, we got a behind-the-scenes look at Fashion Forward, the newest exhibit at the Bullock, Texas Museum. A few pieces from the luxe designers who won the Neiman Marcus Fashion Award will be on display starting this Saturday. You can see we got to see the final pieces go into place here before the big opening. We'll have more on these garments and their connection to Texas and influence on Lone Star State's fashion and a turning back time very soon. And the great thing about these dresses is they've been in storage in boxes for like some of them decades. So it's nice that they're finally being shown off.
Are they still in pretty good condition?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And they're taking good, nice care of putting them up, you know, not wanting to rip anything. So if you have a chance, go check it out starting this Saturday until April.
Great.
We're continuing to follow breaking news. The local missing mom and baby case taking a dramatic turn no one saw coming. We're taking you live to Houston, where the case is now focused on. Straight ahead. Well, breaking right now, a major bombshell plot twist in the missing mother and baby case.
Sources confirming people linked to the two who vanished without a trace are in custody.
This comes as a desperate search moved from Austin to Houston, a 2.5-hour drive. Now, Melanie, you've been covering the case from the very beginning. There's reports of a body removed from that house that you're at. Can you give us a timeline on the last few hours?
Yeah, our station out here, Houston station KTRK, was out here very early in the afternoon yesterday. They said police, APD, FBI were all staked out in front of this home. This is in Northwest Harris County. They said eventually they noticed that police were moving in closer to the house, and then we'll show you video they got from their chopper that showed ultimately police started focusing on the backyard. That's where a car was found that we've since learned is registered to one of Heidi Broussard's friends. Now, we do know that eventually the medical examiner was called out here. KTRK reporting that the medical examiner confirmed that they took the body of one person from this home. KTRK also reporting that even earlier in the day, they took a 1-month-old baby from this home. That baby, we're told, is doing all right.
And Melanie, you know, this case has gotten so much attention nationwide. I was reading through some of the responses on social media, and people are very emotionally invested in this.
Yes, absolutely. Heidi and Margot have been missing since last Thursday, and I can tell you since then a lot of people have really come out, voiced their support for them, wanting answers. This is a mother and an infant baby. A lot of people worried about their disappearance because we talked about it earlier. A lot of things in this case are very unique. It seemed that they vanished out of thin air from their South Austin apartment because we know from Heidi's fiance Shane that nothing seemed out of place. It didn't seem like there was any forced entry. Also, Heidi's car still parked there at her apartment complex. And really, for much of the week, the FBI was focused there in Austin at that apartment complex until yesterday, just hours ago, when they came out here to Houston.
Melanie, like yesterday, we were reporting no suspects, nothing really update the last couple of days. Can you talk about how quickly this turned, just the quickness of this new development that we're hearing about overnight?
Yeah, we heard from Austin police earlier in the week. They did say, again, no people of interest, and we were pretty much solidly at Heidi Broussard's apartment complex, again, in South Austin. And then today, I'm sorry, I'm talking like it's today, but it was yesterday, Thursday, we noticed all of a sudden, it seemed like the FBI agents that were knocking on doors dispersed. They weren't there. And that's when we got these reports that they were right here at this home in Houston. And again, sources saying this is directly linked to the missing Austin mother Heidi and her infant, Margot Carey.
Thank you, Melanie Barden, live for us in Houston. We know you've been up through the night covering this, and we will check back in with you at 6:30.
6:18 on the maps right now. Things are looking pretty good, but just taking you south of Del Valley where a traffic hazard has been reported on Highway 183 right at FM 1327. The good news is no crashes in the area as a result. Some debris on the road on I-35 southbound at the 53rd and a half Street exit ramp right there, real close to 51st Street, where we also see some delays as you exit southbound on I-35 right along East 51st Street. If that's part of your commute, you know what to expect. But an overview showing us outside of more cars hopping on the roads, you again are not going to be running into incidents in regards to crashes. If you're coming from South Austin towards downtown, I-35 northbound from the 45 toll to Riverside Drive is solid at a 13-minute time slot there, but overall you're looking at under 30 minutes. Manor, you're looking at 23 to downtown Dripping Springs. If you're taking Mopac towards downtown, that's 19 minutes. And Round Rock to downtown taking I-35, that's 17 minutes. Traffic and weather always together. Nicole.
Thanks, Michelle. Right now, temperatures are sitting in the 40s and even the low 50s. We're hanging on to 50 in Austin as well as Lockhart, 51 in LaGrange, 53 in Giddings, 46 in Georgetown, and then a little chillier in the Hill Country at 41 in Mason County. These temperatures are a good 20 to 30 degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday. So you're still going to want a jacket, a coat before you head out the door, but you might not need quite as many layers, and you can leave that heavier coat at home. Temperatures, though, are not really going to warm up throughout the day today. We've got dense cloud cover across the area. It acts as a blanket. It traps the heat so that we really were not able to cool through the overnight hours, and it will do exactly the opposite through this afternoon, blocking out really any warm up throughout the day. We do have some green showing up on the radar. A lot of this is just noise, not actually rainfall, but I wouldn't rule out a couple isolated showers through your morning commute. Most of the activity will hold off, though, until later today. Our rainfall is down towards South Texas at this point. We're pulling in moisture from the Pacific as well as the Gulf of Mexico, and it's all kind of converging on the state of Texas. So right now, no rain in Austin, but this is expanding up towards the north very slowly, so it will take some time for that rain to reach us ahead of our next incoming cold front. This area of low pressure is also helping to just magnify the rainfall across South Texas, and it will continue to push in the moisture, eventually making it up into the Austin area. This cold front will arrive late tonight into early tomorrow morning, and behind the cold front, notice conditions are a lot clearer, so we will clear and dry out once the cold front passes. Our future track, though, does have rainfall picking up into the afternoon. By lunchtime, isolated showers start to enter into our southern counties. Temperatures will stay cool today up the I-35 corridor and east. We might manage to see a little bit of sun in the Hill Country, which could help temperatures there get a few degrees warmer. Scattered showers will become more widespread into the afternoon. A few pockets of moderate to heavy rainfall possible as activity continues through the overnight, but by tomorrow morning, most of the rain will have come to an end. We'll keep some isolated showers around to start off the day Saturday, but we'll be clearing out from west to east throughout the day, eventually giving way to even some sunshine by the end of the afternoon on Saturday. and that'll allow our temperatures to warm up as well. Our future track does have rainfall accumulations that are lower from what some of our previous model runs were showing, and they are trending drier, both not as widespread and also not quite as high of rainfall totals. I still think the majority of us could see up to maybe a quarter to a half inch of rain accumulation. A couple localized higher spots are possible, but unfortunately, I don't think there will be many of those higher spots. Some of us in the hill country too could stay completely dry, with some rainfall totals up to only a few hundredths of an inch for our western counties. This is not going to be a big rainmaker, but it will bring us a little bit of moisture as we end out the week. Our temperatures today will stay in the upper 40s and low 50s across the majority of the area, so it'll stay feeling chilly all day. But as sun returns tomorrow, we'll warm back up into the upper 50s, the low 60s, and we'll continue that warming trend through the week of Christmas. In fact, your Christmas holiday is looking well above average when it comes to temperatures, with highs in the upper 60s and low 70s. We're pretty calm across the continental U.S. right now, which is really good news if you are going to be traveling either today or tomorrow. Our future track doesn't really have much going on other than a little bit of snowfall up towards the Pacific Northwest into Montana. That snow might get in the way if you're trying to travel to Washington, but otherwise, I think your conditions should stay clear. Weather is really cooperating for your Christmas travel at this point. Conditions will stay calm here in central Texas through next week. Our next chance for rainfall doesn't come until after Christmas, with highs on Wednesday in those low 70s.
Well, thank you, Nicole. The sixth Democratic debate of the election season coming on the heels of this week's monumental vote in the House to impeach President Trump. The smallest group of liberals vying for the White House sharing the spotlight for the final time this year in a 3-hour showdown in Los Angeles. Many seeking to clarify their positions and personal character, hoping to make waves heading into the final weeks before the Iowa caucuses.
If anyone has reason to be angry with the Republicans and not want to cooperate, it's me, the way they've attacked me and my son and my family.
I think the best way to do it is by putting someone at the top of the ticket who's from the Midwest.
Try putting together a coalition to bring you back to office with 80% of the vote as a gay dude in Mike Pence's Indiana.
We need a progressive agenda. Medicare for all.
I'd also be the youngest woman ever inaugurated.
Well, the next Democratic presidential debate is January 14th, right before the first ballots are cast in Iowa.
A partisan vote in the House makes President Trump the third president in U.S. history to be impeached. But the Democrats' effort to unseat the president didn't start with the whistleblower's complaint about the president's July phone call to the president of Ukraine. Host of America This Week, Eric Bolling, spoke with the ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Devin Nunes.
Nunes explains that Republicans believe Democrats have been working to impeach Trump much earlier.
The House is going to have spent probably many millions of dollars, both on the Mueller report and on the impeachment proceedings. It'll go over to the Senate, and it's likely going to die in the Senate. What has this all been about?
Well, I think at the heart of it, they just haven't accepted the election results from 2016. That's at the heart of all of this. But when you look at the $35 million that was spent on the Mueller investigation, you also have to ask yourself, we knew, House Intelligence Committee, Republicans and Democrats, despite what they say, that there were no evidence of any Russians. By the spring of 2017, that was a well-known, established fact, okay? Then as you move forward and you look at the money that was spent, really what they were doing is they were setting up an obstruction of justice trap. They were trying to entrap the president for the better part of 2 years. I mean, this is for a crime that had never occurred.
We'll see the entire interview with Congressman Devin Nunes on America This Week with Eric Bolling right now on CBSAustin.com. Well, breaking news out of Houston, where the missing mom and baby case has now moved to a house 160 miles away from where the investigation first started. Straight ahead, we'll take you live to CBS Austin reporter Melanie Barden, who has been on this heart-wrenching story from the very beginning, as unpacking the brand new details.
Coming up, Democratic candidates face off in last night's debate, how Mayor Pete Buttigieg handled himself as a frequent target of attack. Plus, we'll show you a Christmas light display that earned a Guinness World Record. Coming up on CBS This Morning.
CBS Austin News begins with breaking news.
Because Heidi wouldn't do this.
There's no way. And she'd never take Margot down those stairs without her carrier and have her strapped in and her diaper bag strapped to her back.
A break in the local missing mom and baby case that's gripping the nation. Heidi Broussard's parents confident from the very beginning she did not leave on her own, and now a bombshell in the investigation is proving them right. Good morning. Thanks for watching CBS Austin this morning. I'm Melanie Torrey in for Allison Miller.
And I'm John Carlos Estrada. Sources confirming people linked to the investigation rocking our area are in custody at this hour. As the case moves from South Austin, 160 miles away to Houston, we have live team coverage from every angle as key clues unfold.
First, we kick off with Melanie Barden, who is live in Harris County. And Melanie, you're outside a house that quickly became a centerpiece in this investigation.
Yeah, Heidi Broussard and Margot Carey, her infant daughter, have been missing since last Thursday. And up until now, we've had very little information about what happened to them. But KTRK reporting here in Houston that police were staked out at this home. This is in Northwest Harris County for most of yesterday. And they say at one point yesterday, CPS called the fire department. The fire department did retrieve a 1-month-old baby girl who we're told is doing fine right now from this house. Now, KTRK also reporting that hours later, police rushed into this house and rushed to the backyard. They do have video from their chopper of the backyard. In it, you can see a gray Nissan car. That is where their investigation was focused. And KTRK reporting that the medical examiner says that they did take one body from this house. Now, I did confirm through sources that that car you saw was registered to one of Heidi Broussard's friends. And sources are telling me that people in connection to this case are in police custody. But right now, again, still a lot of questions as this unfolds this morning. Reporting live, Melanie Barden, CBS Austin this morning.
Thank you, Melanie. This twist comes 8 days since the two were last seen alive here in South Austin. The trail starting off at Heidi's son's school and then moving to her apartment she shares with her fiance and Margot's father.
That's very fun. Our Brittany Ford, who picks up our team coverage. Now, Brittany, a drastically different picture where you are compared to the one we've been seeing over the past few days.
Well, JC, that's all correct. I'm here at Broussard's South Austin apartment complex. This is as where Melanie mentioned this now 8-day investigation began and where police say Broussard and baby Margot were last seen. This includes all of her stuff. We're talking about her car, her purse, her wallet. We're going to recap some of the last few days here with you. Just hours ago, some of our reporters noticed that the FBI's presence here could no longer be seen. That was a swift change from just the last few days where they were here combing through the area, knocking on doors, asking neighbors to search their homes. Now, Tuesday, police told reporters that they had no person of interest at this time and that they believe the two were unharmed and alive. That was followed by Broussard's parents speaking with reporters as well, confirming with us that there is no way their daughter would have left voluntarily. As this investigation started last week, one of the first we heard from was an emotional Shane Carey, Broussard's boyfriend, pleading for their return.
If anybody sees her, knows her, she's just hope. I don't know. Just hope.
Now, since these new developments in Houston have unfolded, we have reached out to Carey. It is very early in the morning. We haven't heard back as of right now, but we're going to continue to follow this case throughout the morning. For any new developments, you can stick with us on CBS Austin this morning. For now, we're live in South Austin. Brittany Ford, CBS Austin News.
Well, thank you, Brittany. A tragic ending in another local missing mother case.
Amanda Gordon's common-law husband officially charged with her murder after authorities found pieces of her lifeless body scattered across Bastrop County. The bones located in 2 different areas on a property of Samuel Bird's known business associates. Some of the remains were found in a burn pit. Police say the property owners are cooperating with the investigation.
I'm meteorologist Nicole Hartford. Right now, temperatures are mild. We're still cool this morning at 50 in Austin, 50 off towards Bastrop, as well as some lower 40s throughout Mason County, 46 right now in Llano. So it is milder, but still chilly. We're overcast. That's the reason temperatures aren't quite as cold this morning. Right now, we're mainly dry, although a few spotty showers are developing down towards the south of our area. Most of the activity is still south of us into South Texas, but some of it is reaching as far north as San Antonio. And this will continue to expand up towards the northeast over the next 12 hours or so, which means our rain chances will be improving. Throughout the morning hours, I think a stray shower here or there, but by the end of the day today, we'll see scattered activity that'll continue into the evening and overnight, and then a few showers could even linger into tomorrow morning.
Good Friday morning. I'm Michelle Vargas in for Sofia Stamas. Right now there's a crash reported north of Manor on FM 973 right at Suncrest Road, and we still see some delays right there on 290 as you're leaving Manor, approaching the 130 toll. There's also a slowdown in South Austin. I'll tell you all about that coming up in 10 minutes.
Well, the video is absolutely pulse-pounding. A truck comes barreling through an airport straight towards the ticket counter. The shocking surveillance video and what authorities say the guy behind the wheel was doing right before he nearly killed airport employees.
Welcome back to CBS Austin this morning. Let's take a look at this crash that is going to make things a little bit sticky for you right here on FM 973 at Suncrest Road. This is north of 290 in Manor. It is already causing some slowdowns here. If you're trying to hop on 290 freeway, or toll I should say, right here off of FM 973, that's where really it's going to take you a little bit longer. But overall, there are delays right here on 290. If you're going to be going eastbound, there's congestion as you're going about 16 miles per hour. And if you're going westbound on 290, you're looking at 44 miles per hour. So either direction in this area, you're going to have to give yourself some extra time. A traffic hazard south of Del Valley on Highway 183 at FM 1327. Just make sure you keep close tabs on that. Another traffic hazard on I-35 at East William Cannon and a slowdown going northbound on I-35 at West Slaughter Lane to First Street. Traffic and weather always together. Nicole.
Thanks, Michelle. Right now, temperature is 50 here in Austin with overcast skies, calm winds out of the east-southeast at about 5 miles per hour. Although we're overcast, there's really not much in the way of rainfall yet. Our rain becomes more likely into the afternoon hours. Scattered showers, cloud cover will keep our temperatures from warming too much, so highs today will not be much warmer than they are right now. We'll get up into the upper 40s and low 50s across the area. We'll also have rain that picks up into the afternoon hours and continues through portions of the evening and overnight. Although temperatures today will stay on the cool side, we'll return to sunshine by the end of the day Saturday, and that will allow for a little bit of a warm up. Highs will be steadily climbing as we go through the weekend as well as into next week.
All right, there's two things you can say about this Kansas City dad. He's funny and reliable. Courtney Payne shared these photos on Twitter that show her dad picking her up at the airport. One photo shows her father waving a sign that identifies Payne as Miss Oregon because she goes to school there in Oregon. Another photo, he's dressed like an elf and brandishing a sign that says Santa's Naughty List, Courtney Payne. He dressed up in another photo as a limo driver with a sign for Miranda Lambert. One image simply shows her dad waving around a sign that says Kardashian. Courtney's dad began the trend in 2018 and says she's happy to have loving and caring parents.
That is too funny. Well, at least you know they're going to be on time to pick you up.
I know.
It's a big show every time.
And it's gotten so much love on Twitter. It's got like 61,000 retweets and likes and all that. So really nice to see.
Very cute. Well, breaking right now, a curveball thrown in the local missing mom and baby case that's shocking the nation. After days of no clues and no suspects, we have brand new answers in overnight. CBS Austin reporter Melanie Barden is laying out the shocking turn of events that got us to this point. Your time right now is 6:42. You're watching CBS Austin this morning.
Well, breaking right now, a major bombshell plot twist in the missing Austin mother and baby case.
Sources confirming people linked to the two who vanished without a trace are now in custody.
This comes as a desperate search moved from Austin to Houston, a 2.5-hour drive. Melanie, you did that drive overnight and just learned some brand new tragic details.
Yeah, we were telling you earlier, KTRK, a station out here in Houston, was reporting that the medical examiner took one person's body from this home and that the fire department took a 1-month-old infant baby girl who we understand is doing very well. Reports now surfacing that those two people were Heidi Broussard, who we understand was found, she was not alive, and her daughter Margot Carey. Again, reports saying that she is alive and she is okay. Now, KTRK was out here all day long yesterday. Most of this investigation was centered in Austin. Yesterday was the first time we saw really any police activity here in Houston, but investigators were honed in on a car behind this house, and we have learned that that car was registered to Heidi Broussard's friend.
And Melanie, you have been in that neighborhood overnight, and no denying something tragic happened at that home. Have you spoken to any of the neighbors as they're waking up?
Well, Melanie, we just saw some neighbors waking up. They're kind of looking around, pulling out. It's kind of an eerie calm here in this neighborhood. Not a lot of activity going on. It is early in the morning, but I know KTRK reporters spoke to some neighbors yesterday who said that they didn't know what was going on. This was sort of a sudden thing, but I can tell you that looking on social media, people I've been speaking to personally, I've covered this story for a while. This is obviously not the outcome anyone was hoping for. It's very heartbreaking what we're learning this morning.
Thank you to our Melanie Barden live in Harris County. We'll have breaking updates all morning long on this missing Austin and mother and baby case. Update on air and online at cbsaustin.com.
We got a collapsed building on fire, wires down, people coming out.
A sea of flames overtakes a Philadelphia neighborhood. The 3-building row home collapsing after an explosion believed to be gas-related. 60 people were evacuated as fire crews ran into the burning building to save others. Officials say 2 people are unaccounted for and presumed dead.
We now know what caused a truck to fly through an airport wall, taking out a baggage carousel before crashing into a car rental counter. You're seeing the footage right now. Authorities say an officer was trying to pull over a 40-year-old for reckless driving, but that's when he lost sight of the truck. Police believe the man left the road, crashed to a fence, and continued heading straight for a main terminal building. The crash causing $250,000 in damage here. The driver suffered serious injuries. 2 workers behind the rental desk escaped without being hurt.
Well, it's Texas High School Football Championship week, and our partners at Fox Sports Southwest are the home of the UIL Football Championship, bringing you live coverage from AT&T Stadium in Arlington through tomorrow. Here's a list of the games scheduled for today, including Wimberley in the 4A Division II Championship. That's set for 3 this afternoon. You can watch all the action on Fox Sports Southwest, Fox Sports Southwest Plus, or live stream it on Fox Sports Go. You can check foxsports.com for channel information, and you can find the full schedule on our website, cbsaustin.com.
And as we just said, the Wimberley Texans hit the field at 3 today, taking on the Pleasant Grove Hawks. Here's a quick preview of the teams before their big game.
I'm Rick Renner alongside Greg Tepper at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. What a great game we're going to have with Pleasant Grove taking on Wimberley. Pleasant Grove has been on a magical run under head coach Josh Gibson. This a 3rd straight state championship game, and it's going to be a great matchup of quarterbacks.
Absolutely. I love the quarterback matchup in this one. You're probably thinking, wait, Pleasant Grove, don't they run the wing tee? Well, yeah, but they throw a lot out of it with quarterback Ben Harmon, a baseball player. He is terrific. But fundamentally, they're a team that runs the ball with BYU commit Bruce Garrett, and they have 2 Power 5 caliber defensive linemen that are going to be a problem for Wimberley. But Wimberley is one of the hottest offenses in the state. Cooper McCollum, their quarterback, has been terrific, and they have an outstanding wide receiver core. The question for me in this game is who stops who? I think this game could be the highest scoring game of the weekend. This is going to be pointsy. You will not want to leave your seat.
Wow. And you know, when Wimberley gets to the state title game, they cash in. They're 2 for 2, looking to make it 3 for 3. Back to you.
Temperatures this morning are in the 40s and the 50s. We're sitting at 50 right now in Austin, 50 in Bastrop, 48 in Llano, and then 48 in Thorndale. Big difference between this morning and what we were feeling yesterday morning. In fact, we're about 20 to 30 degrees warmer right now than we were this time yesterday. It is still chilly enough to warrant some type of jacket, a coat before you head out the door, but you may be able to let go of one of those layers or the heavier jackets. Our conditions are overcast right now. We've got a couple spotty showers getting close to our area, but so far we're dry across most of central Texas. Some of those showers are just starting to inch up towards south of San Antonio, but most of the rainfall right now is across South Texas. All of this moisture is coming in from the Pacific as well as the Gulf of Mexico, kind of converging across the state, and the rain is spreading northeast, so eventually it will reach us here in Austin. The rainfall will continue to become more widespread, getting closer and closer to the Austin area throughout this afternoon. Our rainfall is most likely later today as well as into the overnight. This cold front will arrive late tonight and into tomorrow morning, and behind the cold front will actually clear out pretty quickly. Our future track has overcast skies, maybe a stray shower for your morning commute, but I think most of us will stay dry until about lunchtime. Then rain will start to pick up across the area. Scattered showers are likely. Mainly light rainfall, but a few pockets of moderate to even heavy rain are possible, with the rain focusing on the I-35 corridor as well as our eastern counties. Temperatures today will also stay chilly. By tomorrow morning, a few isolated showers will linger, but we'll start to clear out from west to east throughout the day on Saturday. So by lunchtime tomorrow, some in the hill country will be nice and sunny, while our eastern counties still have a couple lingering showers as well as cloud cover. By the end of the day, I think most of us will be able to pull in some sunshine, and that'll allow for some warmer temperatures on Saturday. Your rain accumulation is trending lower. The majority of us will see up to about a quarter to maybe a half inch of accumulation. A few localized higher totals are still possible, but I don't think there will be many of them. Unfortunately, in the hill country, you might end up coming away with only a couple 107-inch, if anything at all. Your rainfall accumulation totals just not really looking impressive across our western counties. Temperatures today could also be a little warmer in the hill country, while the majority of us stay in the upper 40s. As well as the low 50s. Highs will start to heat up as we go through the remainder of the weekend and into next week. Your temperatures for Christmas week are looking well above average. And for those of you traveling for the holiday already today or tomorrow, things across the continental U.S. are looking pretty good. There's some snowfall up towards the northwest, but otherwise not really much to get in your way for holiday travel either today or tomorrow. In fact, we're pretty calm, and we'll stay calm across central Texas as well through the end of the weekend and into next week. High temperatures into the low 70s by Christmas Day, with our next chance for rainfall not coming until after Christmas. Michelle?
Here's pretty much the only traffic alert or incident happen right now. It's not really a traffic alert, but it will be a traffic jam for anyone traveling on FM 973 north of 290 at Suncrest. That's where we see this crash that's now causing pretty bad delays northbound and southbound lanes there. But most of the delays will be to the southbound lanes where this crash is at. Now, if you got to travel this way, you should exit Gregg Lane to avoid, but just maybe try to stay away from 973 altogether. Important to note, 290 westbound leaving Manor is also seeing delays. A traffic hazard on I-35 service road at East William Cannon, and some delays in South Austin going at 15 miles per hour.
The Pet of the Day, sponsored by Nulo.
Well, time now for our Pets of the Day segment, where we show off pictures sent in by you of your fur babies. We start things off this morning with this cute pup who appears to be a little camera shy. Adorable. Up next, we have Bubby, who was rescued from Port Aransas after Hurricane Harvey. He enjoys supervising all activities and going out on his leash.
Oh, that's cool. And finally, we have this dog wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, thanks to a little editing app. My dog would not let me put a headband on that.
Neither.
Thanks for sharing your photos. If you want to show off your pets, just head over to cbsaustin.com/chime-in to upload a photo. Don't forget to include their name and a fun fact about them so that we can share. Back to the breaking news we have been bringing you live all morning. A bombshell dropped in the local missing mom and baby case that is gripping hearts nationwide.
The investigation taking a tragic and shocking turn no one saw coming, moving from South Austin to 160 miles away to Houston.
And that's where we find Melanie Barden, who is in Harris County. And Melanie, you're outside a house that has now become a centerpiece in this case.
Yeah, multiple reports this morning are saying that missing Austin mother, Heidi Broussard, was found dead right here in this home in northwest Harris County. Now, the good news, if there is any good news, is that her infant child, Margot Carey, was found alive here. She was taken to the hospital where local station KTRK is reporting that she's doing all right. Now, KTRK was out here all day yesterday. They did get exclusive video of the backyard of this home where police were focused on a car. It was a gray Nissan, and we now know that Nissan is registered to one of Heidi Broussard's good friends. A lot more information we're waiting on this morning, but we do know that police have some people in custody related to this case. We'll bring you the latest as we get it. Reporting live in Houston, Melanie Barton, CBS Austin This Morning.
Taking you to our maps right now, take a look north of 290 on FM 973. There's that crash working there. It will cause delays for you if you're heading out of Manor, you're looking at 33 minutes. If you're taking I-35, Dripping Springs 20 and Round Rock 21 to downtown. South Austin, friends, taking I-35 northbound, you're looking at 25 minutes from the 45 toll to Riverside Drive.
It is a milder start to the morning. We're dry right now, but grab a jacket and grab an umbrella before you head out. Although you won't need that umbrella right now, you will probably want it by this afternoon. Scattered showers will start to become more likely into the second half of the day today. We'll also stay nice and cool all day. High temperatures only in the low 50s. We'll clear out the rainfall by tomorrow afternoon, and that'll give way to a sunny end to the weekend and temperatures well above average for the entire week.
Yeah, a pretty
Christmas
warm
Day.
Christmas.
Do that.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here on Monday.